All right, welcome to Cross Crease Hockey. Today we're going to be talking about the Washington Capitals rookie camp roster and a couple notable names off of that roster. First off, I do want to say that the rookie camp starts September 18th. That is tomorrow, runs through the 20th. So it's only a short 2-day rookie camp for these guys, but that'll be all right. It is open to the public. That is important to note. I'm not sure of any mask mandates or vaccine requirements for that, but it is open to the public. We're going to start get into this with Hakan Hanault, who is a German-born player. He was selected 151st overall in the 2021 NHL entry draft. He did last season only have one goal in 22 games played. Of course, it's important to remember that there he was playing against fully grown and experienced adult men in the DEL. That's definitely an important thing to keep in mind when you start talking about those numbers. I think for an 18 or 19-year-old, that's pretty solid. It's more than I would have been able to do, so I'll give him a pass on that one. His strengths are his skating, his stick handling, his passing, and his senses, his hockey sense and IQ. They do consider his play to be similar to Nicklas Backstrom's in how he sees the ice, how he plays in the offensive zone, and that pass-first mentality. So I am very excited to see him play. I'm a huge Nicklas Backstrom fan myself. I can't wait to see him play. Next up, we got Vincent Iorio coming out of the D Corps. He was just recently drafted, 55th overall in the 2021 NHL entry draft. He is a right-shot defenseman. His strengths include his passing, his shot from the point, and his hockey senses and vision. He is considered to be a puck-moving defenseman, two-way defenseman. Think along the lines of John Carlson. He said that he models his play after John Carlson or Tyler Myers, out of the Vancouver Canucks organization. So I'm definitely excited to see him play. Last season with the Brandon Wheat Kings, he had 5 goals, 7 assists in 22 games. So a very shortened season there. COVID shortening that season up for him. Still pretty solid numbers to put up for a younger guy in that organization. Hendrix Lapierre out of the forward core. Of course, coming out of the QMJHL, drafted 22nd overall in the 2020 NHL entry draft. The Washington Capitals actually traded up to get him at the 22nd overall rating. One thing to keep in mind with him is that there is a concussion history and some injury concern with him and his play in the past. Having traded up to get him, at this point I feel like the Washington Capitals have probably had their team doctors give him a medical evaluation, give him an okay to play. So hopefully that's not going to be an issue for him. He could be an absolute gem for the Caps to go forward with. He's got considerably a borderline elite level play. His skating is fantastic. His stick handling, his defensive play is something that they highlighted very heavily for him. Vision and hockey IQ are also pretty far up there, so I would definitely like to see what he can do this rookie camp and see what he can do this coming up season. That's not as short, of course. So I'm excited to see him. Hopefully he becomes just an absolute gem for the Caps. Next up, Alexei Protas, who was taken 91st overall in the 2019 NHL entry draft. He is Belarusian. I just thought that was an interesting note there. And his nickname is the Viper, which is that's a fantastic nickname. I can't wait to hear that get called by Joby or Locker there. He did play in the KHL for the 2020-2021 season, so he definitely got some experience there playing against some older guys. His size and his playmaking are considered to be some of his top skills. He is listed at 6'6". He's just a massive dude. I expect to see him come out as a bit of a power forward or grinder type player. Think along the lines of maybe an Anthony Mantha even. I would love to see him become a net front presence player. I'm very excited to see what he can do, especially with a name like the Viper. Next up, we got Martin Haas, who was drafted 153rd overall in the 2019 NHL entry draft. He's a Czech player. His strengths are his hockey IQ, his shot selection. His reach was actually listed as a strength, which I found interesting, so I went and watched some highlight reels for him. And the way that he can reach around players to get the puck away from them and make those stick-checking plays is actually, it's a thing of beauty. I'd love to see that happen at the NHL level, see that translate up to the NHL level. So I'm excited to see what he can do alongside Vincent Iorio out of the D Corps. Next up, we got Hunter Shepard from the goalie tandem for the rookie camp. He was actually undrafted, Won 2 NCAA national championship titles with the University of Minnesota Duluth. He's an American-born player. His strengths are considered to be his low shot saves, his rebound control. I'd like to see what he can do backing up the AHL squad in Hershey and give him some time to develop. He could become a fantastic goaltender. I'd really like to see that happen. And, of course, last and certainly not least, Connor McMichael. That's who everybody's here for if you're watching a Washington Capitals prospect video. McMichael was taken 25th overall in the 2019 NHL entry draft, and he is considered to be the best steal coming out of that draft, especially coming out of the first round there. His skills are borderline elite. He's definitely ready to take a small role at the NHL level. His playstyle is comparable to Austin Matthews. His skill level isn't, but the way that he sees and plays the game is along the way that Austin Matthews plays, so that's definitely really interesting to see. His strengths are his shot selection, puck handling, stick handling, skating, defensive play. Basically every aspect of the game is considered a strength for Connor McMichael, so I'm very excited to see what he can do. I actually want to see him have one more season of development in Hershey. That'll be, I think, important for his future development. Not rushing him too quickly, letting him get a little extra time there. One name to note that is not at the prospect or rookie camp is Axel Jonsson-Fiabi, a Swedish-born player who was drafted 147th overall in the 2016 NHL entry draft. He was just given a 2-year contract extension by the Washington Capitals, but I believe he was actually injured last season, lower body or leg injury as far as I understand, and that's why he's not at rookie camp from what I can tell. Hopefully he can recover from that. He does seem to be a really solid two-way penalty killing forward, I think along the lines of a Carl Hagelin. And he's listed to have a lethal shot with really solid shot selection. The problem is his coaches complain that he doesn't use his shot enough. So hopefully we can see him kind of round out his play a little more, round out his offensive play, and really find his niche role as a penalty killing shooting forward. It's an odd combination, but I would like to see it. So thanks for coming by the video. Thanks for coming by the channel. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff.